Hello, hello, hello. Today is November 13th, 2024, I believe. And I'm really mad right now because I realized I forgot my earbuds on the way to leg day. I'm going to have to find a way to push through. But I want to talk about justified false belief, which is rooted in philosophy, specifically epistemology. But I'm going to bring it to real life. I'm going to bring it to some practical application. So you brain rots, you might have to wait a little bit. But what is justified false belief? Well, I would say that it's like a little kid believing in Santa Claus. They're justified in it because their parents have told them that Santa is the one who brings presents, and puts them under the tree, so that when you wake up on Christmas morning, they're all there. And they definitely believe it because they go around saying, this is what I want from Santa Claus this year. But it's false. As we know, Santa doesn't exist as of right now. Maybe we get some evidence that he does, but you get what I'm saying. And I think that one of the more prevalent justified false beliefs that we have goes very, very unchecked. And it kind of goes back to this idea of a child and them saying, holy moly, and them saying, I can't wait till I grow up and I do things on my own. And, the reason I say this is because lots of times here in America, at least, parents tell their children that you can be anything when you grow up. And don't get me wrong, this is very cynical, but that's just not true. There are way too many external circumstances that prevent someone from being anything that they want to be. And, on top of that, some people can transcend those facts, but on top of that, the system just simply isn't built for that to be the case. The system isn't built for it to be, the best actually rises to the top. It's just not how it goes. It's reinforced along, monetary means. Whether or not that's liquid or not, it doesn't really matter. It really just matters how much capital you have. And if you're born into it, then yeah, you can be anything you want to be. But if you're not, then chances are you can't be anything you want to be. Things are going crazy here on this morning drive, but and I feel as if, the system is so pervasive, and it's kind of ironic Nirvana's playing, but the system is so pervasive that it really even kind of detracts from any sort of free time that you have. And maybe this is just me, sort of getting accustomed to adult life on your own, but I just feel it now more than ever. When I was living at home in college, it's sort of this niche middle ground between living on your own and not living on your own, right? I had things provided for me still, and I was very blessed to have that. And so my free time could be, sort of put to use in the ways that I really wanted it to. And that's why you saw, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that's why you saw, more professionally edited videos and things like this. And now, what do we see? Well, it's just, cops are everywhere. Now it's just these journals. And, it's my own fault to some extent. I could be dedicating more time to videos, but there's so much shit that I gotta do. And I don't know, I just feel as if people walk around with this justified false belief about the system in which we live, and it goes unchecked. I think that this election showed, and this wasn't really meant to be political, but this election did show that people want change. They misidentified, in my opinion, the kind of change that they wanted. And that's my whole spiel today, is that, you know, I in some ways I've kind of grown distant from philosophy, but when you can apply it to real life, it does have some pretty cool benefits. We want to think about what is knowledge, but some of the schemas that we come up with can lend a hand in understanding the actual reality. Even though, like, people that talk about justified true belief plus whatever, if you've been into an academic epistemological setting, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the people that talk about these kinds of things, it's most of the time in the abstract, but here there's some real life application. And I honestly find it very fitting to equate belief in capitalism to belief in Santa Claus. I really do. So yeah, if you can't tell, I am sort of just, I don't want to say crawling through the week here, but I'm crawling through the week, and I've been finding it extremely difficult to just keep pushing, I am, and so I can rest my head a little easier at night knowing that. But man, I'm just wondering how much the average American's gonna feel the squeeze over the next few years. Like, tariffs pass the cost on to the consumer, and like I saw this it was meant to be funny, this post about Etsy and how it's gonna like go on the decline because like the charms that people have been making that have been really popular, lots of these supplies come from China, and they're saying like we're gonna have to go back to the basics, like bookmarks and keychains, as opposed to these intricate crafts. And so I don't know, it's gonna be interesting for sure. And everything that I've said today comes from a point of privilege, in the sense that I'm not like in the slums of Brazil or something like that. But those people, whether it might be indirectly or not, are affected by the things that I'm talking about. It doesn't take a whole lot of argumentation to get there. But yeah, I'm gonna try to make do without earbuds for leg day. It's gonna be real interesting. And hope you have a great rest of your week if I don't hop on here again. Peace and love.